Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hello, I'm Mr. H. I am the
Hello,
A replacement.
hello.
All
VTuber,
right.
how are
Yeah, your
you?
VTuber GM is here.
Yeah.
The excuse is I have no haircut. I haven't shaved. Me and Lucas has been pretty busy. As you can see, Lucas is a bit tired looking. Yeah, so we are pretty busy. So we're trying to do our best. Also, season zero is like just came in crashing to our door, and we've been preparing. We've been analyzing some key data as well. So yeah, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our AMA for the 20th. I'm your VTuber GM, and you have on my right or my left is Lucas, the co-founder. Lucas.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming and participating in this EMA. This is a session for you, with you, so that we can have a clear understanding what's going on because there's so many things recently that's going on. So we want to clear the skies. Feel free to ask questions, bombard us with whatever questions you have today. Thank you.
Right. So today's AMA will just be us talking about some key progress for the guild, just so everyone can be aware of the updates. Pretty sure you guys have seen some updates from our Discord. But for those coming in and tuning in from our YouTube, we also have updates for you from this live stream, right? So we'll go through that, and then we'll go through some changes that we have announced in Discord as well. Pretty sure everyone is excited regarding the AMA side. So I'll just run through very quickly, just so everyone can be updated. Okay,
Yeah, stay
Lucas,
tuned. Stay
I'll
tuned because
take
after for
on.
me, there will be there will be a more exciting partnership coming up to showcase. Yeah.
All right. Let's get the music in, right? So that it doesn't become boring of me speaking every time. But let's hop into the discussion for today, right? So, welcome to the AMA for August 20th, right? I'm not sure how many AMA or like how many AMA did we do, Lucas? Like more than
Wow, it's countless. It's
like
limitless.
limitless. I should do my VTuber like a limitless shirt,
Yeah,
right?
where your
So
t-shirt?
regarding
Look at that.
AMA, I think we've already done. I think we've been doing it since like December or January,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like been a lot. So probably 8 AMAs already. You can check on our YouTube channel. So we have a lot of progress on our end, right? So we've been doing our best also from me and Lucas starting from last year to make sure that we deliver and to make sure that we provide a lot of opportunities for our scholars. So these updates are very important. It will show how much we have grown, and it will show the milestone that we have reached, right? So pardon me if you guys hear any noise in the background. It's Saturday. People does karaoke on my end. Okay, so yeah, let me go through this. I'll take care, and then Lucas will come back after. Right. So let's go. Hop into it. AMA 820. First of all, assets update. What do we have in case of AXS and in terms of SOP? Well, for the floor axes, we have 214,000 floor axes, which I think my screen is covering it. Let me see. Okay, 206,000 is stored within our Limitless Mobius wallet, and around let's see, 8,000 axes is on other wallets. So it's distributed across scholars, which they have accessed or requested for floor, and some other wallets that we are storing some of the floor axes. Right, so we didn't combine them into one for some reason, but we had total of 214,000. SLP wise, pretty sure if you have been following our Discord, this was 518 last week, 7 days ago. Now we have 556,315,000 SLP. So we are starting to accumulate a lot of SLP, understanding that it's very hard to generate now. And also, we need the SLP for our breeding side, which I'll get to later, which is very exciting. AXS wise, 13,000. It's growing steadily, 200, 300 a day from our land staking and from our AXS staking. Run wise, we have more than enough for the transaction for everyone. Some screenshots at the bottom there, just to showcase the two wallets and their assets on how much value they are uh, valued for. And then of course the land plus, we have 187. That's two Genesis lands, right? And that is 71 Mystic plots and 39 Arctic and 72 forest land. So we have more than enough in future, right? 1 year from now, we are very excited, or 2 years from now, like we don't know when land is gonna release, but at least we have already prepared land in our asset stock so everyone can play, right? So that's pretty exciting. That's a good progress from our end. Just to let you guys know, 6 months ago, our SLP pool was just merely 5 mil, 10 mil, and that's what we all have. And now we have more than 500 mil, half a billion, right? So the investor wants to make this into 10 digits, meaning we're trying to go to like a billion SOP. But we're going there slowly because we're also burning a lot in terms of breeding, right? So we hopefully will get there one day, right? Maybe half a year, 1 year, right? So we'll get there someday, right? Regarding the breeding update also from our R&D, for our community, for the viewers also, we are working with Abu NFT from Twitter, who is leading our breeding department and has been assisting us on creating axes that never existed before, right? So it has been a very, very tough battle when it comes to breeding because you have to start from scratch, right? You have to create this axis out of nowhere, and it takes like a lot of experience and a lot of time and a lot of SLP and AXS. So it's not that easy to create, right? So breeding update, we have already burned 18 million and 512,000 SLP. Egg spawned 2,500 plus already. Meta axis in development is 35 out of 150. So many might question why 150, right? Because we're trying to prepare for 50 meta teams for the entire origin season, right? It may increase, it may decrease, but now we have 50 teams in concept. So that's if you multiply that by three, because three axes per team, that's 150. And so far, we are actively breeding and continuing to develop, pushing the genes higher, like investing a lot of SLP to 35 out of 150 of those axes, because we have identified these 35 axes to be very, very viable for season zero. Hence, we're pushing for that. So we have for the past 2 weeks to 3 weeks, 2 weeks and a half, maybe, right? We have already spawned or created or produced 2,500 eggs, right? So that's a lot of breeding. That's a lot of parent pools. That's a lot of SLP also. I mean, we have already reached 18 mil SLP burned, right? So that's the progress from our end. I think every other day we are now burning around 4 mil to 5 mil SOP per breeding operation. So we have already reached up to generation 4, generation 5. So it's only been 20 days, 20 days and more, not more than 25, that we have started the breeding pools. Although we have been researching, testing, theory crafting the teams, but we have just formed them in paper. But regarding starting the breeding pool, that's only been 20 days ago, right? So it's not also easy for us to distribute and try to give everyone the poison teams, the carrot teams, and the other teams that we are yet to reveal, because we're still cleaning out the pools for some of them, especially for the poison. It's very difficult to create them because we have like a specific 4 out of 6 build, and they weren't meta in V2, of course, right? So no one was building and cleaning up the genes. So now we are close, but we are not yet on the perfect poison axie stage, right? So we cannot distribute a lot. So we ask our scholars also to, if we're not able to distribute a lot of poison team, we'll make sure that we'll clean out the pool. Maybe not in season zero, hopefully in season zero, but in season one, it should be able to reach like a very, very good stage, right? So that's the update on the breeding end. This screenshots, I blurred it because this is a lot of spoilers, is showcasing the 35 axes in development. So this is to show everyone that we're not only focusing on one meta team, but we're also building meta teams beyond season zero, right? That's the difference. And that's mainly the reason why we're not going heavy for season zero, right? Because we are talking about winning, yes, we do want our scorers to win. Yes, we do want them to showcase their full potential for season zero. But season zero is not the final point, right? The main or the real battle is the seasons ahead. So we're trying to build all of these meta teams, trying to clean out their pools. 35 of them on the screen right now, blurred for like obvious reasons. We don't want everyone to know everything yet. We're revealing one meta axie per day. So that means we have 150 days to keep revealing every day. So we have half a year worth of revealing for you guys. So make sure you follow our Twitter. This is just to showcase how difficult, how hard it is to get these teams out. So that's also one part of the reason why we're taking it slow for season zero, right? We're making sure that everything is clean, everything is developed, everything is able to scale in mass before we actually open them up, right? So next update we have is the meta team distribution. As you guys have know, for some of our scholars who has reached 20 invites or more, we have distributed meta teams, right? So I'll address it early while I'm talking about this part regarding the poison team distribution. As explained before, the slide before, we were not able to distribute everyone with meta teams. There's two reasons why, and I'll explain it a bit later, right? So for now, let's discuss the update that Mr. Hermie has released here. So Mr. Hermie basically told us regarding the distribution of the meta teams. I'm gonna read it, right? So we know that everyone is very excited to play our meta teams, especially the poison teams, but would like to provide the qualified players not just the poison team, but another option of teams, meaning we want to start distributing the teams to scorers when we reach at least two teams, right? And you guys have seen on Twitter also that we have already announced two teams. Hence, we have already distributed the poison and the carrot. These are the first initial two teams that has been distributed, and two out of secret number of teams has already been distributed. So now you have an idea. It's not just these two teams that we are distributing, but on the couple of days coming on the next week and the next week after that, there would be more and more meta teams distributed. So poison is not the finality. The carrot is not just the finality. Our scholars will have multiple options of meta teams, right? Maybe maximum of four for season zero, maybe much more than that on season one, maybe even like 10 teams to choose from on season two, right? We don't know. So that's early in development. Uh, Okay, I'll explain a bit regarding the distribution. The poison team only has around 20 playable teams. They're not even perfect poisons. Some of them is missing one gene or two genes, but at least they have some poison aspect within them. Because again, we are cleaning out the pool. Whatever we have distributed is just the initial run. Those are the first hatches that didn't come clean, so it will continue to improve over time. So if we are able to breed up to 20 poison teams this week, maybe next week that will continue to grow to 30. The next week after would be 40. Right? So expect us to not come strong for season zero. But even with our not so strong coming, our scars are already able to climb the top 1K even without the use of our poisons. So kudos to them. Kudos to the scholars leading the way, showing that you don't really need meta teams. You just need a proper built and concept created axes in order to go through the leaderboards, right? So two out of mystery numbers of teams has already been distributed. We apologize if not everyone is able to receive the poisons. But for the next breeding cycle, which is I think midweek this week or next week. midweek, meaning Wednesday or Thursday, there will be hatching that is happening. So if we have good hatches and there's like a lot of them, then sure, we'll distribute them, right? So yeah, that will be exciting. Next update, we have the SOP runes and charms crafting, which is everyone has been very eager about, and I'll be a bit um clear and I'll be a bit straightforward when it comes to the SLP part. The reason why we are not aggressively distributing SLP to our scholars, right? There's a lot of reason, but I'll explain it in a macro version so that everyone can understand. Right. So regarding the SLP runes and charms crafting, if you guys have already reached boar rank, you know that you only get one SLP, right, per win. That's if you win, right? So it's very difficult to craft this SLP. In If I gather all the numbers in comparing season 21 or comparing V2 to V3, SLP generation has decreased by 90%, right? So it's not ideal. We highly recommend to not go very aggressive for season 0 when it comes to SLP, because again this is more of an experimental phase. We don't know whether Sky Mavis intendly uh like made it decrease 90%, or will they increase it by season 1, who knows, right? So in order to make the right moves, we make sure that we don't go super aggressive, because it would mean uh, either we fail on season 0 or the next seasons after. So we apologize to all of our scholars if you guys are very disappointed regarding us when it comes to SOP distribution for runes and charms crafting. That is not the focus of the guild for now. Right now, season 0 is more on experimental phase, as we have kept explaining, and we're looking at the data to make better decisions. So if the data is showcasing that yeah, we should burn SLP, then we would burn SLP. But for now, for the past 7 days, it's suggesting otherwise, right? So we'll keep you guys updated, because right now I think we have a bit more of an understanding where Sky Mavis is leading the SLP side of things. So if it leans toward like it's better to just craft runes and charms, then we'll allow that and open that to everyone. Another reason why it's very difficult for us to deploy this is because of the manual work that it takes for the investor to manually deposit SLP to the accounts. And as you guys know, we are growing in scholars. We are above 340 scholars already. So going through 340 scholars, distributing SLP, sending SLP, depositing within the game, doing the crafts is not an easy task. But still, the investor is willing to do that and is considering doing that even despite the manual work, because it would mean 4 to 5 hours of sitting, right, in order to execute all of this for 300 scholars. So it's not an easy task, and he has to do this manually, because Axie Infinity has no public like APIs or public keys, public code to do this automatically. So we're also trying on our end to get in talks with other devs to make this automated, because if this is automated, without a doubt will allow everyone to send their SLP and will deposit it to your accounts. But for now, it's very manual, but we are considering it. Another update will be sent within next week from the scholarship department or from mission control regarding the numbers that we have found out, whether we are leaning towards maybe not too aggressive, or maybe we're leaning towards okay, let's just go aggressive for runes and charms. But for now, the data says to be careful, right? So we don't want to risk it, although we have again 550 mil SLP. But if we burn all of that for your guys' sake, that would mean we won't survive for season 1. Then there would be no LG to request access to, and we don't want that to happen, right? So it's not season 0 that we have to win, guys. It's season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not just season 0, and I can't stress that enough. So let's continue, right? So Mr. Hermie here has released regarding the season 0 strategy for the guild. So it's not easy He says here that spending SLP is not it doesn't make sense if you're aggressively spending a lot of SLP. You guys can read that on screen. You guys can read this on Discord, but I don't want to extend this much longer. I've already explained it from the first part. So let's move on to the next, which is the gamified reward rework, right? So if you guys know, previously we did the gamified reward starting at 20 invites for the starting tier, and we have already distributed teams for that. Okay, my bad. Regarding that, we have already reworked some form of numbers after going through the 7-day data. It seems to suggest that 20 invites is difficult to achieve. So we have decided to lower it. So this will only be implemented starting next week, Monday. And regarding distribution of the rewards and the perks and the privileges, we're rolling out slowly, right? Because majority of these tasks are very, very manual, and it also involves the investor confirming some of the transactions, right? So me and Lucas does not hold the keys. It's the investor to make sure everyone's accounts is safe. We make sure that if we are compromised, me and Lucas, all your accounts and assets are safe, right? So we make sure that is secured. That's why he is holding it. If there is anything regarding manual work, we tend to do it slowly to make sure it doesn't take him a lot of hours. So regarding the rework, this is the new tier system that we are implementing for next week. The new starting tier is now 15, meaning those guys who has reached 20 invites minimum, or at least 20 invites from last week, is has now access to two tiers, right? The first will be 15 and the next will be 20. If you are more than that, then you can unlock the other tiers as well, right? So not everything is unlocked here yet, especially the one you guys are eyeing for, the meta team swap, right? And then the additional meta team, because again, this depends on the supply of the meta teams from the guild, but this is the structure that we want to lean it towards to. Right, so it'll be gamified rewards. It's okay if you take this slowly. It's okay if you take this very, very fast. One day you reach 45, right? But regarding the features for some, especially the meta team swap, is still limited, but will give an announcement once swapping is available. So those guys who received the Ronin Caro teams, which is upset, you guys can have the choice to go swap to the Poison team if the stock is available. And we will be updating you guys. I mean, I want to create like a certain wallet where everyone can see the status of like the creation of the Poison team. That way you guys can check how many teams is available, whether a swap is possible, right? So all of this is claimable one times per season, so it resets per season. That's the direction we're going to, but that's the initial build, right? So these are all very, very initial, just like season 0 is very, very experimental. So this has the potential to change, but then the numbers is telling us to lower the invite count for the first year, so we lowered it by 5. Next week, whether the data shows that this is an improvement, we might stick to 15, or we may even lower it even down to 10 for the first year, right? So that it's the meta teams are a bit accessible to the new scholars that come in, right? So that's the gamified rework. We'll send this on Discord as well. It's okay if you don't take notes or the screenshots and stuff. Next, right, regarding Project Accelerator, right? So I'm gonna invite Lucas to talk a bit on the Project Accelerator side, and then of course after this talk, we would do the AMA, right? So Project Accelerator is very, very exciting. Lucas will explain now on
Hi,
screen with
hi,
me. Lucas,
hi.
what's Project
Thank
Accelerator?
you. Thank you, Mr. VTuber. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Hermie.
welcome.
Wow, so many names. I almost forget who you are. Yeah, it's really exciting. Project Accelerator actually is born when Hermie and I was really thinking, how can we expand our outreach to help more people, to assist more people in this process? Because everyone, you know that we are extending to more than 30,000 scholars. It's not easy, definitely. There are a lot of pitfalls, a lot of chatting, a lot of understanding, even from guild leaders to scholar, whether people can join us, right? And we found out one of the areas that we want to really work with are the content creator in this space, because these are the people that really spend a lot of time to outreach, a lot of time they spend to engage you as the audience to understand the Axie Infinity, the origin, right? So we are very lucky, in fact, to meet up with the partners. Later, I will announce the name. Don't get too excited. So the purpose of this accelerator is we want to be here together with you to step out the pedal. You know, if you are aspired to stream, to content write, to do content creation, we want to step out the accelerator together to you to boom boom boom, right? So this is the whole idea about, you know, getting the project accelerator phase out, because we have programs, we have reward system, we have we have a lot of processes in place, right? Later our partners will announce to you a lot of processes in place to help you, to nurture with you to grow. And now, with huge honor and huge pleasure, let me announce our collaboration with Zeno Farm. Okay, uh, I'll not introduce Zeno Farm because we have huge players here, like Harley, you know, Zuzu, and Kimi, to let you really understand who is Zeno Farm. But before they start, I just want to say a word, a deep thank you to you, representing Zeno Farm. A big thanks. It's very heartfelt. Almost every day we are meeting, you know, week after week, to really understand how we can serve the aspiring streamers and serve you as a content creator. Thank you. The floor is with you.
Hi everyone. Good evening. So I'm Harley Place. I'm actually leading the streamer side, the streamers group of Project Accelerator. Actually, I got to know LLG on Twitter when, like, a few weeks ago. I think it was around last week of July. They tweeted about their 10th buy. So I was surprised at the least, because some people would just hide it, but I like it that they're so open about it and that they were just able to laugh at it. So I was impressed by that, so I searched them on, I looked at their profile and then went to their Discord. So that's how I found out that they're looking for streamers. So I messaged Lucas, and so yeah, he said that they're looking to work with streamers to build their brand, carry the guild's narrative further. So me being a part of Sinofam, so Sinofam is a group of streamers. We help each other succeed. We support each other, go to each other's streams, share the live streams. The typical things that we do to support our streamers. So we thought about this collaboration. It's a win-win for both sides, actually. That is the Project Accelerator. Yeah, so it's basically uh, a reward system to nurture our aspiring streamers. So yeah, if there's any streamers there who wants to join our project, you're all welcome. Just send me a message on my page, Harley Plays, or any of our Cinefam streamers. Actually, you can approach any of us. That's it for my side. I'm giving the floor to either Kimi or Zuzu. Come on, guys.
You can go first, Zoop.
All right, right. Okay. So for me, being sign up for me, it's a big break for me because, I was a small streamer back in days. Last March, and then um because I'm a small streamer, it is hard for me to grow without the supporters of or the support of the others. Then, thank you to Senofam that they made my streaming life colorful as the day progresses. They always show their support to me, and especially to Dad Gaming and Madam Harley. Yeah, and this collaboration with Limitless Guild Mobius, I do believe that what I'm doing right now is the one I should do. From their perspectives to their motives, I do believe that Xenopharm and LLG Mobius is really aligned. I see that the possibilities are really limitless. Kimi?
So hello guys, I'm Pogi Placer, known as Kimi. So I'm part of a Xenofarm, and also Xenofarm is a big help to me. But and also it will help you grow as a streamer because Xenofarm is just not like a ordinary group, but from the word farm, it's our like family or group of streamers. And in the Xenofarm, guys, we will help you nurture as your key or to grow as a streamer. Then also, I'm very thankful to LLG Mobius or Limitless because I'm part of the guild and we have this project accelerator program that will help you grow. So way back before, I must just like a little bean. Then I need to grow. So just like I need some water to grow. So I think about it like what I will do to I grow as a streamer. What's my plan? So I discovered Xenofarm. So I'm very thankful that Xenofarm let me in, and then it helped me to grow as a streamer. But first, guys, if you want to be a streamer, you must think before what kind of streamer are you? What perks do we give to your viewers and how do you interact with them? You must give them like let's just say unforgettable moment or unforgettable line of you. Like let's just, like Ate Harley, that's like the line of like Eme is like Zuzu Pain is like his tagline is like Dakaldag or dance. So me is I'm my tagline is I'm Pogi with the sign of the Pogi like that. So that's for my side guys.
Wow, wow, wow. Pogi, let's go. Harley, Zuzu, thank you. Please put in your the Facebook link, in the group so people can follow, subscribe. And I think we have a lot of YouTuber as well that is joining this project accelerator, like Hasio. We have a lot, so please put in the link so people can click on follow, subscribe, because our community is growing. We have a huge, massive growth as what Hermie has mentioned, right? Our Discord grows from about 5,000 to now already 8,000. So really thankful, especially thanks to Xenofarm that really assists us together, hand in hand, to grow this community together. So don't restrict yourself. If any expression you want, you feel that you are poggy, you feel that you want to play, you feel that you want to have more excitement with every audience that you engage, come. Let Xenofarm hand in hand with you, work together, and you might be the best YouTuber, the number one or the global, whatever. Then because nowadays, it's not about you working alone. Nowadays, it's how many people that you can work with together in this journey. And then we can all win together. That is the whole purpose. And really thank you, Xenofarm, for stepping out, the accelerator with us together, that we can really boom, 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 right? Right. Yeah. So let's have this side together. Boom, boom, boom.
Bro,
Harley
bro,
can't take
bro.
it. No, Harley scream on it. She can't do
I
that.
did it.
Okay. Gonna be fun of you. Okay, thanks, Xenofarm. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Let's
thank
let's
you.
Thank you,
give
thank
me
you.
the
Thank you
pleasure
guys.
again to manage the floor. VTuber, Mr. VTuber, Mr. VTuber.
Oh
I mean,
wait,
you're
I'm
mute.
muted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are
So
muted to
I
your
was
own
saying
VTube. Yeah,
my own
right.
VTuber screwed me off. Right.
Yeah.
So thank you, Sino fam, for coming into our AMA today. Quick feature to them since they have been very, very helpful and instrumental to our growth as well. They really, really show their limitless spirit in trying to grow their audience, trying to improve on their presentation, and trying to improve on their entertainment factor when it comes to streaming for Axie Infinity Origins, right? So we really, really, as the guild, we really support people who wants to do streaming and content creation for Axie Infinity because we believe that content creators has the power to basically provide a boost to mass adoption for crypto, for Web3 games, for play and earn, for Axie Infinity especially, right? And with that in mind, we can improve even more people's lives, give
Right.
them like exposure to this technology, which we believe can shape the future, right, for the next 5 to 10 years. So the more people on board, the more people we can uh, that can get
Yeah.
exposed to this tech, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Come
why I
join
also
us.
got into
Yeah.
Web3, right? Because I was like, whoa, holy cow, NFT's the next thing. And we really, really believe that, right? So thanks,
Yeah.
fam.
Thank
We,
you.
we
Thank
love you
you.
guys. Thank you
Right.
for coming
So you
in.
see
That's
that when we mention we are really limitless in everything to offer you the endless opportunities, we really mean it. Now, the moment you come in ILG Mobilers, right? Now you have a driver because we give you the best car, building the XC, the best Meta Axis for you. So you're driving the best car. Now you're driving the best car. You have the option either to be a streamer because the more that you play, the more that you can drive the car, not the car drive you around, but you actually control and drive the car as better as it gets with the best car that we've given you. Then you get more exposure, the more audience wanting to see you driving in the car, right? So that's one direction that you can grow. And to give you an alpha league, currently we are building. In fact, it's ready in place. We
Alpha
have
League.
yeah, we have to tell people, right?
What?
Esports team, right? But we are not
Whoa,
going to
shit.
announce that. Maybe in the next AMA session, we will invite some of our
Whoa.
esports player to share with you what is the mindset about becoming the the next level of vroom vroom vroom, the best driver, right? Okay, because as you
Wow.
vroom 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 with us, you have so many opportunities, right? And as you start to drive the car, you feel that your tire is running strange. You have some parts, your engine. It's okay. Drive it to the pit station, right? The pit stop. We have people, right? We have the people in the best team like Abu, like other builders, Queen, Jester, Santos, to relook into the build that you're having, right? And even some of the players relook and understand and will allow you to fix the part like axis swapping and things like that, which will announce it in a gamified way so that everybody can be participating in this endless opportunity, because this is where we want to co-partner with you, that we can run together with you, that we can win together with you. We contribute the best equally. We would like you to contribute the best.
Right, that's exciting news, Lucas. Esports.
Yeah.
Can you leak like a bit more on
No, I
that
can't
part?
leak a bit more.
Oh
No, no way,
no.
no way. Yeah, yeah,
Lucas.
yeah. No
Lucas is a
way, no
bummer,
way.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone type Lucas more leak, please. Yeah, if you get
Shall
like
we
10.
open the floor? Shall we open the floor for more question? And then we want to hear you out,
All
everybody.
right.
Yeah, we want to hear everybody out
All right,
because
all right, all right. It's time for our AMA section for this stream, right? For this AMA. So everyone, now is your time to give us some of your questions, right? So if you have questions for us regarding what we have discussed, some things
yeah,
that you want to tell us or ask us, mainly ask, right? Because so that we can give an answer, let us know in the YouTube comments, and we'll start picking them starting now, right? So, how many questions do you think we can answer tonight, Lucas?
we are limitless, right? We
Yeah,
answer.
we'll
We
answer
are
like
no.
unlimited.
We answer until there's no question. But
Oh
because later
wow.
we have a meetings to run,
Oh yeah, yeah. We have a
let's
meeting.
because currently we are developing and building, and we are looking for the best tool in the industry, and we are very lucky that we met out with some developers in Spain. So later we're going to have a long distance call, face to face to discuss more things. Okay. We have a question from. I have a
It's
question.
more of a shout out.
What if a scholar gets higher rooms and doesn't use them? How is the setup? Is it the one that will be sold in the marketplace and divided by the management and scholars? Very good question. Thank you so much. Uh, Currently, I think there are a lot of questions that comes to us that can I send my SLP into the account? Can I craft them? After I craft them, can I mint them? Right. Now, if you ask these questions to any guild that is maybe the size of 10, 50, 60, I think you get a very, very favorable question because it just take the investors or the single person the spend 5 to 10 minutes to click and then get you the answer that you want. But everyone, this is where we need to see your patience and understanding. Whatever that we do currently at season 0, if we do it now, we are opening the floodgate for everybody. Imagine if we do for you, we are doing for 300,000, 10,000. The amount of time spent is going to be huge, 10 times, 1,000 times, 10,000 times. So before we can agree with you, right, to say that, okay, you put whatever SLP you want to craft. In fact, we don't recommend that, as what Hermie mentioned. One of our top players actually has already burned tens of thousands of SLP, right? And it's just a sink, and it's very difficult to get very good runes and chants, right? So be careful about that. It's not a financial advice, but it's definitely risky. Right. So before we agree on anything, in fact, now we are working with developers to even test run whether they can do uncheck of box, checking of box, so that the investors can in a very automated way and a very easy way they can take on requests like that. Right. So a direct question to answer you is that you can craft using your own moon shards. That's not the issue, and you can use them, right? But if you want to use them and then you want to transfer to one person and the person want to transfer another person, the person transfer, it's limitless. But as human, all right, we need to develop work process to be limitless. Currently, we have not developed work processes to be able to scale at that level. So
Right.
pardon us for that, right?
Everything
And
is
then
new, majority of it.
yeah, exactly. And then so in the marketplace, okay, if you see now, if you send in your SLP into your account, you want to mint that, there's a $3 charge, right? Who's going to pay for it? You or the investor, or is a share? So if we open to you, what if 100 scholars want to do that, right? 1,000 players want to do that, 10,000 players want to do that. Before we discover a right system, and developers are able to develop the tools at that level that can be easily dashboard, that we have the custodian management approach where Hermie and I can engage more people into this community to assist us to do that. At this moment, we're sorry, we can't abide on that, right?
Right. Thanks, Lucas, for answering. And also one point to get it out there. It takes, it might not be as simple as everyone thinks, right? So it's not just sending your SLP to the account and that's automatically deposited in game. Someone has to sign the contract, someone has to approve the contract
Yeah,
before it gets in. So imagine that at scale, doing that to 3,000 or 300 scholars right now, right? Then you would understand. And it's the investor, right? So if we make him do all this manual stuff, it's
he go
gonna be a
crazy.
challenge for him. He might just say, "Oh,
Yeah,
screw you guys! Why am I
yeah.
investing on this?"
It's one versus 1,000, one versus a 10,000, right?
Right.
Now we
So
are
our
really
solution,
growing.
yeah. So our solution is work with a dev. We're pushing that actually. We have already made him start, so that has already started within this week. So if we can get that feature out as soon as possible, then yes.
Yeah,
But we are still considering doing the manual part, a clearer, let's say, statement regarding the SLP crafting, if you guys want to spend, is going to be released by next week because we're still running through the data for the past 7 days for the season. Right. Okay, so
yeah.
let's go to the next question. Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you, thank
Can we
you.
switch team come season one? Lucas, do you think they
Yeah,
can
that's
switch
part of the
teams?
plan. I think we
Mhm.
have shared with the team on the gamified rewards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you push through the invite, and then yeah, that is definitely possible. I mean, could you share that gamified reward again, so everyone is very clear? In fact, we do data collection every day, so we
Mhm.
understand that some of you might have some challenges in reaching 20 invites. So in order to get a meta team, right, we lower the scale to 15, and then by the time you reach to 20 invites, you get 100 SLP. and then you get a switch of team when you reach 45, and this is a cumulative for the season. It's going to reset per season, so it's going to be accumulative, right? And it's going to be exciting. Now, one thing I need to explain, and Hermie maybe would like to join as well, to share with you what is the motivation to develop this gamified reward. Now, you want to be in a guild where is long life, where it can survive no matter how the roller coaster of Sky Mavis. You know, the Sky Mavis implementation of policy is really roller coaster. If you are not careful, you will end up like Lucas. You know, Lucas almost bankrupt himself by more than 200 US dollar down, because Lucas always, what you want, we give you
Two
the
hundred
best. What you
thousand, right?
want, give you the best. You ask Hermie. When we invest across the board, most of the games, from Pegasus, from Cyborg, from so many other games, when Hermie once always tell me, right, Lucas, exit some of the asset, keep some, so that you can ROI and then let it roll. I say, no. If we do that, then a lot of scholars will not be able to jump on board and have the multi-dimension of gameplay, and we cannot grow together, right? I didn't take the advice. Now Pegasus, we have 200 over Pega. No one is playing, zero. And no scholar actually come back to us and say, sorry, Lucas, I know you contribute so much, we have to stop playing because of what. Nobody, right? Nobody, just stop playing, right? Cyborg, it just died from 30-cent coin to now less than 1 cent. Did any scholars come back to us and say, oh, guys, you guys really done so much for the community. Now you lost so much money. I will play forever for you. Any scholars do that? Ask yourself, why do you do that? I'm down 200,000. Did I ask anybody to do that? Now, if we don't think at the level that we can survive, then everybody will go down into the sink. Everyone, all the shit will fall. So we have to learn from this understanding, right? You want fairness, you want a lot of things as a scholar, but are you willing to walk the journey with us? If you are willing to walk on the journey with us, all that we ask for is be patient. We are working out solution. We are meeting with the developers to understand every single function, whether it can be scalable, whether it can be automated. So we not only serve one, 10,000, 10,000, then we can grow, because without the numbers, we can't grow, right? That's why we need you to contribute the push invites. Contribute, because the more you contribute, at this rate, we calculate the percentage is about 17.9% conversion rate. So every 10 invites you push to us, about 1 to 2 scholars will join us. Now, why do we need the players and the scholars? The reason is very simple. It's a win-win. We have bought so many assets. We need players like you to jump on into the car and start driving, right? If you don't drive and you keep demanding, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want this, right? And we just keep giving, like what I've been doing, then we will bankrupt another investor. Then who else to serve you? Do you want to bankrupt us? If you have the thinking of just, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, then maybe it's right time for you to think how you could pay it forward. Because perks is not what you demand. Perks begins when you dare to pay it forward and contribute your best. That's when the universe will unfold opportunity for you. And this is the moment. This is the moment where you challenge yourself to do the push invite. You get the meta teams, you get the swap, you get the SLP. We grow together. Then we can win together. You cannot play a game with us that you only win. That's not the right way, right? Because we don't come to you to say, join us first. After you join us, we then buy the assets. What do? The investor is so kind to buy everything first. Continuously breed first. Burn the SLP first. Then you join us, right? Now, a lot of players and scholars from so many guilds, the players and the scholars actually tells the other guilds to say, oh, I want this, I want that. They have not buy anything for them yet, But look at what we have done. How much pay forward we have done, right? So I think this is the part that we must both appreciate, because the moment we start appreciate each other, the moment we say thanks, the moment we are grateful, this is the moment we can grow. It does not come from what you always demand. It always comes from how much you want to give. Then we make a world a better place. It makes everybody here having a better place.
Wow, that's a great answer, Lucas. Thank you for that. So that's very, very clear from Lucas's end. We're not only thinking for one scholar, but we're thinking at scale, right? Because
Thank you, thank you.
the purpose is not to win
Don't
for
just
one.
love me, love
Yeah.
Hermie also. I saw so many of my names. Love Hermie, okay? You hear
All
Hermie.
right, all right,
Right.
all right.
Love everybody. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's a good answer, Lucas. Thanks for that.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you.
So how about this question regarding? I think this is more related to Project Accelerator. Right. So what if I have an Axie and also a streamer? What is the difference in scholars?
Right. As you understand, based on what we mentioned, right? We have the car. If you already have car, and then you come to us and tell us, hey, I have car. Good for you because you own a car. We're very thankful, right? But we also have car. So do you want to hop on your car and drive yourself? Or you want to hop on our car and drive and win together with us? That's your question, right? And that is
Wow.
the difference, right? So the choice is yours. If you want to hop on a car together with us that we can win together, we might be on a different track, right? Because your car and our car is built differently. Of course, it's built differently, right? I don't know what's the car that you drive because for us, we do our best to build the best car for you because we got the OG, right, in our community, Abu, that he is constantly working with builders, even with the community, to work with us to build the best car for you. If you have the best car already, congratulations. We want to learn from you as well, right? We can always exchange because we do reward people who build cars together with us, right? So you might not be a scholar with us, but as we start to release more and more meta teams, more than 50, can you build more than 50 cars yourself? If you can, great for you. Congratulations, right? We cannot add value to you because we want to learn from you. But if you want to play maybe 50 different types of car, today you want to drive a Ferrari, tomorrow you want to drive a Sunny, tomorrow you want to drive a Nissan. Wow, that's what we have, right? So you can always change based on the gamified reward. So this is the difference that you can make when you join us because constantly we are facing out. Watch our Twitter, follow because we're constantly reviewing different cars that we have that will blow your mind off.
Whoa. Blow your mind off. Okay, thanks Lucas for answering that question. We have additional question here from our scholar, which is, I think is a good, it's a good suggestion. It's an idea, right? So can we have a trading
Yeah,
center
before
for
we answer
ruins
this
of
question, I
cars?
think Michael has a address on. He says he hate inviting people. It's so hard to invite random people. Yeah, you can always start by your friends, right? Start it small, learn because everything is difficult. Do we, when we are born in this world, what is the most difficult thing to do? Breathe. That's why as we are born from our mother, we learn to breathe by crying. Is it easy? Of course, it's difficult, right? Nothing is easy. But because you find it's difficult, do you hate to breathe? Do you actually hate to breathe? Then, if you hate to breathe, how do we survive? Right? Learn. Keep learning. That's where life is. Now I'm back to zero. From 200,000 USD, I'm back to zero. I'm not a rich person to begin with. That money means a lot to me. Now I'm eating my humble pie, starting from zero, ground zero, working all the way out. Even all the management teams, right? Sorry, we don't have a management team. We have people who take on different roles, right? Even people with different roles like Hermie, so many people, everyone, right? Even the streamers, the Xeno Farm family, right? Is taking the same gamified reward in terms of fairness for everybody. So if you want to complain and say we hate inviting and stuff, then we are not growing together, right? Because you're not learning. If you're not learning, how you grow, right? So Michael, we urge you, right, to learn and also join our streamers because they actually share and teach on how to invite people, right?
Right.
Follow Harley, follow Zuzu, follow Hasio, follow Kimi, all the streamers available in Xenofund. Join that Discord. Harley, do us a favor, send your Discord ID here, let everybody join, right? Learn. That's where we are in this community. We're family. We learn together, right? Right. And what's there to hate? You hate breathing, right? We don't even know how to breathe when we came out of the womb of our mother, but we still struggle and we fight, and then we learn how to breathe, right? Okay. Thank
Right.
you.
Thanks, Lucas. That's a good explanation. I understood that as well.
Thank you.
Lucas is just built different, right?
No,
Okay,
everyone
okay,
is
okay.
different. Everyone is different, right?
All right. How about this question? Can we have a trading center for runes and charms? I'll answer you very, very quickly.
Oh, this
It
is
takes,
great.
yeah,
Trading
this is a good
center.
idea, but who's gonna spend for the $3 per runes that we're gonna be minting in order to
And not only
trade?
that, we need someone that's a administrator to manage everything.
To
Imagine
transfer and then
no one trade once, right? You trade once, what about 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people? When we go to 10,000 people, the number
yeah.
of trades. So I think this is a very good idea that we have to talk to
Yeah.
our
In
developer as well.
future we
Right.
can take
Trading
this as a
center.
note, but if we can
Yeah.
automate it, this is good.
Yeah.
Right? As long
Yeah.
as we're okay with like, okay, let's spend $3 per runes and then if they trade it over, right. So we that's a good idea. That's a interesting idea. Execution
Right.
wise, it's difficult.
Yeah.
For
Exactly.
now, it's a challenge, right? How do you it takes minimum two people to manage that at scale.
Yeah.
Uh just some guy in pain, right? So that's my answer. So for now, maybe not. In future, can consider, when
Yeah.
everything's
Very good
automated.
idea. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. We'll take that as a
Yeah.
note,
No more
Thanks.
pain. Just some guy, no
Yeah.
more pain. It's a
Yeah,
great
just
idea.
some
What's the
guy, no
pain?
more pain.
Yeah. Just some
Right,
guy,
right,
no
right, right,
pain.
right. Okay.
Right.
So let's see. We have do scholars have a chance to get a meta team even if they didn't participate in Gamified rewards, especially old scholars? I think you have already
No,
answered
everyone
that.
is fair.
Mhm.
Even I had to get my 20 invites to get my
Yeah,
team.
Lucas
Yeah,
qualified for the Carrot team. So Lucas got 20 invites. We sent him the
yeah,
Carrot team.
yeah.
Right, right, right. Okay,
Just do
okay,
it. Just
okay.
do it. Do what you need to do.
Okay. Another question. Can we transfer our own SOP to the account to craft runes and charms? We already answered this. We are trying to consider doing this. This is more of a manual work on the investor's end. So when we say consider it, we're trying to accept the fact that we'll have to spend 5 hours, 6 hours sitting, clicking, doing nothing but clicking for you guys, for 300 of you, right? Because if we allow for you, that's very simple, right? If you're the only scholar, sure, right? Bother me anytime. But if we're talking about 300 scholars, we will sit there for 6 hours straight. So it's a challenge. We're trying to consider. We're trying to clear up schedules because it will take a lot of time. So again, we'll give a very very clear update on this within next week, maybe like later next week, Friday or something. Right after we have discussed with the investor, we meet them almost every other day to look at the data, to look at your responses, to look at the survey responses that we have got. So if you haven't answered the survey regarding the SLP crafting, do answer them so we can better understand your concerns when it comes to the SLP runes and charms crafting. Thanks. All
Thank
right.
you.
Next question. Uh, yeah, sure. Ryu, you get a shout out. Thanks, Ryu. Shout out for him, right? So
Thank
he
you,
asked if
Ryu. Thank you.
he can have a shout out. Okay.
No, let's
Okay.
introduce Ryu. Ryu is a old scholar of ourselves, right? He's a
Mm-hmm.
player now. He got his meta team. Congrats. And as you know, we announced him as part of our team on board. He's special assistant of Hermie because Hermie has been really sleeping like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning. So it's taking a lot of work. So thank you, Ryu, for working very closely with Hermie to generate a lot of reports because we have to look at data. We cannot make decision just based on, oh, can I do this? Let's do that. Oh, can I do crafting? Can I SLP? Okay, do that. Do everything. Do. Then everybody go bankrupt. So before we do that, we need to have data, understanding where the data is pointing and which direction. Then we can navigate the way. So thank you for Ryu, offering that help. It must help to gather a lot of data for us so that we can able to navigate. Right. And also Ryu is very much helping the scholarship management department as well. That's why you see him whitelisting and onboarding together with Risi and also a lot of explorers, right? So if you want to find out more on how we manage scholars relationship, onboarding, whitelisting, join our Explorer program. We will relentlessly be transparent to you. How do we do all these things? And we might be a chance to work with you because Ryu, in fact, offer himself as a paid forward to learn. He learned, not paid, paid forward, learn. But a lot of us in this journey, we always ask, uh, I want to work with you. How much, huh? What's the perks, huh? uh, what is the commitment, huh? How much time I need to spend with you, huh? So you have a lot of a lot of perks, a lot of how much time.
Aw.
Then I think just go back to your own priorities, because when you are not in tune to really contribute to the community or something that you strongly believe in, you just think about how much time you want to spend. You're thinking about how much perks you want to receive. Then I think this is partial. This is just on yourself thinking for yourself. Then let us not disturb your peace. You you just, because a person who's truthfully want to contribute, they will just do it first, like Nike. Just do it. They do it, they assess, and then they will discuss, they will share, and then they will assess. They don't come to you and say, how much you pay me? What commitment you need from me? Right? You discover yourself, right? Based on your commitment you can give, you discover, and then we discuss. This is what Ryu is doing. So you want to get to know more, you talk to Ryu. You talk to VC, right? You talk to these people who walk through the journey with us. You talk to the explorers, right? Who they don't ask anything. They contribute first. And do you actually think that we take things for granted? We are doing our best to reward anybody, right? So we don't over leverage on any relationship. We will do our best to give also, right? Do we
Right.
ask you to come before we buy the assets for all the Axies? No, right? We get everything ready, the car ready. All you need to is to hop on and click, right? Do we ask you to wait? Right? No more, The car is ready. What do you need to do? Learn to breathe. Get the invites. Learn. Yeah. Then we can grow together. Yeah.
Right. So just wanted to address some questions that is very, very repeating, right? One more final thing. We're not allowed to use our own SOP to craft runes and charms. It's tentative and we are trying to consider it. So it's not a no and it's also not a yes. But we are leaning towards doing our best to find an automated solution for this so that we can lean towards the yes a bit more. So if our developer says yes, that can be done within the next 3 days, then sure, Kurt, we'll do that for you, right? We'll have you send your own SOP, but for now, it's a bit manual, so we're trying to consider it. So it's not a no, right? And don't take that as a yes. It will release a statement next week. Okay. So same question, same question. Another question: how about those top scores in their previous guild? Can they get those meta teams, or they really need to participate the gamified? Again, we have already answered. For any questions
Fair.
related to this, again,
Yeah.
it's all fair for everyone. Lucas has to get his invites. I haven't gotten my invites. I have to invite 20, right? If I want my meta team. So everybody starts, it's all fair. Because if we allow for you, it means every other guy or every other scholar or every other player will be claiming that they are pro players from their previous guild. And that's difficult to manage. So let us think
Right.
for the
But
guild. Let
anyway,
us
you
think.
come in
Yeah.
with a starter Axie, you can search into our pool of 200,000 floor Axie. Some
Mhm.
of those Axie, when
Our
they get
meta.
assessed, are meta, right? You just need to spend time. Uh, some of the top players in our guild actually assess the whole pool and spend a lot of time
Yeah.
researching about the 200,000 Axie.
Michael, Nick.
They
Yeah.
found that about 20% of our floor Axies are meta Axies. You see,
Yeah.
even that, we are also relentless about doing all the bidding to get you the best car, right? So if you are not participating in the gamified reward, okay, we don't force anybody on doing anything, right? But the system is there. You want to get the top medal, which we are currently releasing, then participate. Everybody is fair here, right? We cannot practice where you come in, you are top player. We have a lot of top player who still participate. All our esports team participate also. That's how we are impartial in our doing. That's
Yeah.
why that's why we want to be respectful in this understanding. Mhm.
Thanks, Dan, for your question. Let's
Thank
try to
you,
find
thank you.
another question that is not repetitive.
Oh, one
Oh,
very
this
direct
one actually.
question. Can I apply Axie scholarship? Of course, apply. Keep applying. Go to the
Yeah, come to
FAQ
our
in our
Discord.
channel.
Right.
Right.
Our YouTube also has a link. Question from Chris John. Right. Will our guild provide runes and charms to be able to compete with the leaderboards, like buying it on marketplace? Hmm. So buying on marketplace would mean will cost either SLP, AXS, or ETH. It is something to consider, right? But it's again, it's also the same thing. If we buy it and it expires for the next 3 weeks, then and if you are not able to get to the leaderboards, that's also an issue. So does it mean? Would it mean that if we buy your runes and charms, you will be top 100% of the time? We also don't know that. So unless if data is pointing towards, if you buy a player or a scholar with the rune and charm, he will 100% get to the top 100, then sure we'll buy it for you, right? So again, we're very data driven. If you can show us the numbers that if you put like a rune and charm in there, you're like directly top 100, then we would consider, right? We would say, yeah, the data shows that, so yes, we approve. So for now, some of our scholars even gets to top 200, top 300 with common runes and charms, none
Yeah.
even not even using meta axes. So the data is very out there, right?
Yeah.
Data is leaning towards you don't need runes and charms. Some other data leaning towards you need runes and charms. Some data lean towards you need meta axes. Some data you don't need meta axes. So
Right.
it's a lot of things that we have to manage and learn. So we are navigating carefully. If we allow this feature, we're gonna it if Sky Mavis changes that feature, right? Then we're screwed also. So
Right.
we're going carefully again, guys. Season zero, I know most of you will be disappointed, but season zero is not the focus of the guild. It's season one, two, three, four, anything that comes after. So do not fixate yourself. Do not be like a tunnel vision guy, only fixing
Mm.
on season zero. If you really, really want to craft your own SLP, I mean, if that's really what kicks you off, right? Then creating an own account and playing your own Axie might be a good decision or an option, because that would give you a bit more freedom,
Mm.
although a bit risky. But not financial advice. That's your thing,
Yeah.
right? So for now, the guild is making sure we survive. If you want to go on that route, you can, right? We're not stopping anyone, right? So
Right. Well,
we,
think of it this way, right? We are building car like a F1 Formula car.
mhm.
You want to come in as a player, then are you going to tell us, are you going to hop on the car of another company? Does it make sense? Right? We are building a F1 Formula car there already with LG Marbles, right? Then you come in and say, no, I'm not going to drive a car. I still want to be with you, but I'm not going to drive a car. I want to drive another car. Then how can we be on the same track, right? Yes, there's also one option. Uh, there's option that we work with some of our streamers where they already have some of their very good car build out. We code those to them, but because of the relationship that we establish, they are very kind. They want to carry our name during their content creation. Then we have the project accelerator to help them, right? Not on driving the car, but to assist them to be in their streamer's journey together with Xenofam, right? That's on another project, right? But if you want to be with us in getting the best car, that we fix the car together with you, that we're on this track, right? That you can be the best driver, then please, it's very normal that you drive our car, right?
Right, right. Thanks, you guys, for that question. I'm trying to filter in a question that hasn't been answered already.
Yeah, sure.
Someone's asking if he wants to be a proofreader for the guild. It's been spamming that for like the longest time. Okay, so I'll scroll down. I'll scroll
Like
down.
Kurt, I think he asked what we get into leaderboard like top 110 using that we built team for starter. We have a chance to get a meta team. To get meta teams, get invites. Is that very straightforward? You have to
Mm,
get the invites. That's the systems that we want to win together with you, right? If we don't get the invite, we don't have enough players. We build so many cars, we don't have enough players. That's going to affect our growth. You want us to live long, right? This is where we need you as well, right? You cannot just win for yourself. You want us to win as well, right? If you win
mm,
for yourself, which Lucas has tried that, Lucas went bankrupt. You want our investors to went bankrupt again? No way, right? So we have to
mm,
establish this understanding, right? That we're going to win this together. Not just you win. But at this moment, a lot of
mm.
suggestion and a lot of proposal we are hearing and we are understanding. We're trying to use data to point the direction, because most of us as a player, we understand you want to think about yourself to win. That's totally understandable, no problem. But as a scale, as a guild, right, we have to think at this level that's above selflessness. If we
Mm.
can't, we give you everything, we'll bankrupt ourselves. In fact,
Right.
Hermie and I, we thought maybe we can give some top players, 1,000 SLP or 2,000 SLP. We proposed that to the investors as well. An investor didn't say no. He said, yeah, let's do some number crunching. We set up a meeting. After we do all the numbers crunching, one word emerged: bankrupt. Numbers tells us,
It doesn't
right?
make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because at this moment, it's only one SLP in ball. How many SLP you'll be making to justify to burn, right? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 for your crafting, right? So at this moment, the economy doesn't make sense. Nobody even know SM is going to grow as is mentioned, because they promised that the origin will make them grow like millions of DAU, right? Currently, you know what's the DAU? 100 over 1,000. They're below par. A lot of players are dropping. During V2, it's 300,000 DAU, daily active user. Now it's 100 over 1,000, right? So this is where we need to have answer, not just, oh, you want this, give, you want that, give, everything give, then everybody fail, everybody lose, everybody.
Right. So
Then
we
no
have to
more play
think.
to earn, because if Axie Infinity fail, right? No more play to earn because it's the largest. So if we keep thinking, I want this, I want that to climb leaderboard, I want this, very good, understandable. As a player, totally understandable. But if you want the economy to work, right? You want a family to work, think above yourself, pay it forward. That's where everybody can win, not just you. Because if you win yourself, you will be the last person on the planet Earth. No
All
one
right.
else. Right. Can't work
Okay.
like that.
Thanks, Lucas, for that answer. We have another interesting question here. Right? So if one is able to get a fairly decent mystic or epic rune via moonshard crafting, is it possible to request for a team around it or build a team around it if there are available axes? If there are available axes, sure. Getty. Because that will also be part of the gamified. There's a meta team swap available there. You can choose to hold that in, right? And then you craft your runes and charms. And once you get, like, for example, reckless hunter or something like a poison touch, then you'd request for the poison team. And if it's available, sure, right? If you have the runes for it, sure. So that is something that we have planned already. So that's possible if only, disclaimer, right? We have extra stock, right? So if the breeding pool has already grown, if it has already snowballed, so we'll be able to provide that feature, right? Okay. Next question. Let's see. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a lot of comments. I lost track already. Do you have any question that you can click, Lucas? Do you have control?
I can't click on the question. I don't have the control.
Okay, okay.
I think we are at 9 p.m., right? Jacko Ras. regarding the question saying if he can use his own SLP, I think what he's saying is that what if he use his own whole SLP and send it to a scholar account? Yes, that's what we have been talking.
That's what we answered.
Yeah, that's what we answer because now we have 300 over scholars. When we go to 1,000, 10,000, if everybody wants to send SLP to their account, you know what are the investors will do? The investor will do nothing himself, click send all the SLP in game, then click uncheck for everybody to craft, right? That will take
Mhm.
how many man hours? It's not that we don't allow at this moment. We are finding the developer to develop tools in order for that to happen, right? So please be patient, right?
Mhm. Again, season zero is very experimental. If we make any harsh decisions and if we only think for the single season itself, it's very risky. High likelihood of, I mean, if you call it like in a term, dying, right? So we don't want the guild to die. We don't also want you guys to suffer the same
Yeah.
fate. That's why we're trying to recommend to everyone, be careful in the SOP spending. We know you want to. It's very tempting. Even I also want to click, right? That's what I think SM is trying to have everyone think. So we have to be
Yeah,
careful
don't get too
when we
excited
have,
about crafting your SRP. We have a lot of
yeah,
top players that feedback to us, a lot of top players, not just within our guild, that they crafted 20, 30, 40, 50,000. Yes, they get reasonable good epics or whatever, right? But they can't climb, all right? It's very difficult, right? But if let's say we gather data, for example, just for example, just
mm,
off the cuff thinking, if let's say the season ends, we found that for the top 10 or the top 100, you need to have specific rules and charms in order to reach that, right? The next question is when we see the top players in the esports team that you participate, right? That want to reach the leaderboard or tournaments, then maybe we can have a certain understanding or have a certain budget come out just to assist scholars in the esports team or certain scholars with certain ranking, right? To buy runes and charms, right? We're not saying yes to it. We're not saying no. We're saying that we need data to come in to understand because we also want to help everybody, assist everybody to grow. It's no point building a car for you that you can't drive. There's no point building a car for you that if
without
everybody has a
fuel.
booster, yeah, let's say the runes and chants are fuel and booster, and everybody needs that for them to be in the top 100, top 1,000, right? If our car don't have, it cannot run, then of course, Hermie and I will propose to the investors, say, look,
Correct.
we need to propose a budget to do this. To who? To what's the condition? To what kind of qualification? Then it makes sense. It's not that, hey, hi, I'm happy. I bought so many SLP. I want to try out, right? Yeah. Then you can always try out in your own financial risk. It's not advisory on our part because it's very dangerous. We hear so many people, 20,
Right.
30, 40,000, spend
And
money like
it's
that.
still too early, right? We're 7 days
Yeah.
in season. Some things can change. We don't know yet if the data changes, though, favorable to allowing scholars to do rules and charms crafting. Then we would also go into that range, right? So we really, really need data. Give us the feedback in the survey
Yeah.
form. Show us in the leaderboards like what's the blockade, what's the struggles. All of this information we are gathering every day, right? So we're trying to see how many DAU, how many people are burning based on the contract, based on the statistics, the SLP issuance
Yeah.
chart. A lot of things we're looking into, and right now it's saying SLP, runes and charms crafting, is risky. So
Data,
we
data,
don't want to
data.
put ourselves in that risk,
Right.
right? So it's like saying if everybody's doing cocaine, should we also do cocaine? Definitely no, right? So I hope you guys understand. Just please sit by, wait for the data to come in.
Yeah.
We're not saying no, but we're saying give us time. So
Right.
everyone should be patient. Season zero is not the end of Axie Infinity,
Yeah.
everyone.
Because
Do not
you,
panic. There's more
yeah, why you want to
seasons
make
coming in.
such a urgent call, you know? Oh,
Yeah, but I do
yeah,
understand,
just
right? As a
chill.
player, like even me, I play Origin. I really want to craft runes and charms. In fact, me and Lucas, as he said, proposed to the investor. Hey, investor, let's give 2,000
Yeah,
SOP to every
we
scholar.
did that.
Let's make
Yeah.
it like this. when he showed us the math, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It
Right.
really doesn't make sense. So we use data. We are being careful. We want everyone to win in the long run. We don't want everyone to win for season zero and then the guild dies by season one.
Mm.
What's there for us, right? We It doesn't make sense. So the goal is for us to go long term. Everyone, just please understand that. Be patient. We are a very careful guild. We are bullish. Yes, we have a ton of SLP and Axies, but that does not mean that we can take like foolish
Yeah.
decisions, right? Or else we might not as well just build a guild if we do that route, right?
Yeah.
So everyone be patient. We seek your kindness. I also
Yeah.
want to burn SLP myself. I'm just trying to stop myself because it's not a good direction to
Yeah.
go,
Hit your
right?
hand. Stop
Yeah,
yourself.
hit your hand. And also
Yeah.
the goal for the guild is not everyone to get to the
Yeah.
top 100 because 1,000 of you can't fit in the top 100, right? So we just want to do it enough so that everyone does well based on their skill.
Mm.
Make sure that everyone does well according to their commitment. It's not trying to boost everyone to be the very, very top because that space
Yeah.
is also very difficult. That
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
mean that's very risky as well. So hopefully
Yeah.
everyone understands. I think I already most of majority of the questions is already on the same pattern, right? So
It's one
uh,
0906. Maybe we can have a channel in Discord where you can negotiate about exchanging rules and charms. It's a very good request. Thank you very much. I think whatever you request, right, we need to think a lot of levels and the layers that it constitutes, right? Which means just not just a channel. You need to have manpower to manage the workflow. You need to
mhm,
have database, who owns what
mhm.
rules and change, and
And
then
you need
to
the investor
execute.
to transfer the
Yeah,
runes for you and mint it
it
with
may look very
$3 per rune or
simple
charm.
on a simple request that you make, but if you want to break down into processes, even our scholarship department, you can ask Ryu, you can ask Wixie, the detail of the process that we have. In just one white listing or onboarding, there's 10 steps, 12 steps, you know. So in order to achieve this for 100,000, 10,000 people, how many people we're going to employ? It's not so easy. You think the two negotiator will fill out the form? Then after that, yeah,
Who
we are
will execute?
processing so many. Who's to execute, right? So we're not,
Investor.
yeah. So we have to find developers, spend money on developing, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
And we are already doing that, guys. So just a
yeah, we
matter
are
of
really doing that.
time. Give
So we
us
have the
time.
next question, Kurt. What if we build non-meta teams, then got it to top 1 to 10 leaderboard? You consider a meta team?
Chance
I
to
don't
get a
quite
meta team or
understand
same
your
reward. There was
question.
a did the team for starter. Asking if like he uses floor axes to climb in the top 100, will he get like a meta team? At that point, Kurt, I don't think you'd need a meta team if you're able to push
Yeah,
floor axie to like the top 100,
you're a
Kurt. You're
legend.
a
Yeah,
legend. You're a legend.
yeah,
Join the esports, right? Just
yeah,
join the esports right now. So
right.
uh, we need to make everything fair, right? Because if I also push myself, give a bit more time to it, that I think about my every move, I can also get to the leaderboard, right? So I mean, not 100%, but I can say a decent chance on the leaderboard. So Kurt, if you're already there with like floor axes, that's impressive. Maybe not swap to meta teams because
Kurt,
your
we
team
are
is
not
already.
sir. Don't call us sir. Don't call us boss. We are equal. We put ourselves on the line, right? We even have to have our own gamified reward of 20 invites to get meta teams. Are we
Mm,
treated special? No, right? Then why would you want to be treated special? The moment we treat you special, then we will have not fairness with another person, right? So
mm,
as we start to grow, we want to have fairness as much as possible. The world is imperfect, yes, but we are trying, we're doing our best to make sure that at least in LG Marbles, everyone stands a good chance. You come in to drive the car, you just focus on being the best driver. You stand a chance, right? And then when you drive, you call people to watch you. You invite people, hey, come watch me, come to the guild, invite, and then they see the guild, not a bad place to be. Have streamers, have Sinofam, have friends. Oh, I want to be a scholar. They have meta teams. I become a player, right? Take your time, grow with us, right? It
Yeah,
has to be fair. Everyone is going through the gamified reward, right? If you already
Meta
1 and
Florence.
10, then still want to have meta teams. What you have is already meta teams. Look at the
Yeah.
own question that you asked, right? It kind of look very incredible. The question that you asked. You already top 1 to 10. Then
Yeah.
why would you want a meta team? You already have meta team. You yourself is a meta
You
individual.
yourself is meta.
You
Yeah,
are the
you're
meta. You are
incredible,
the
Kurt.
meta legend.
Get in
Yeah.
touch with us if you're.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get in touch with us, okay? Make sure you get in touch with us, Kurt. Yeah.
Regarding.
Okay,
Yeah.
Charon TV. To whom do we
Got it.
suggest or whom we do give feedback regarding to the meta teams we receive? Hermie. Hermie is the guy. Okay, Hermie.
Carry.
Hermie. Hermie
Oh yeah,
approved meta
there's
teams.
we'll be releasing a form regarding feedback for everyone. So we'll do that. This feedback will be directly received by our breeding operations. If the teams are not performing that well, we might try to do guides on how to use them. Understand some of the teams are confusing, some of the teams are very very easy. A guide would be the first step. If it's still not performing, again, we're not just raising two teams, by the way. For the next coming days, there'll be more teams available. So if the team is not performing, you unlock the meta team swap. You swap to a better team that you think is great, then you use that. Right. So you have all of these options available for the coming few days or weeks. Give us time. Regarding the form, I have already written it in my side note. I'll create a channel or probably announce it and pin it. Okay. So we have the feedback form from the brewing department already created. We just have to release it.
Mm,
Right. So
okay.
if you want to do feedback, I'll announce it in the Axie Scholar updates. Thanks, carry on. All right. It's the same question, Valorant PH. If you reach top 100 using Floor Axie,
Sorry.
then you already have a meta team. I don't think you need meta team already, right? So, okay, Hermie, can you explain to all viewers here how the requesting of process happens so that they are able to understand from the GM perspective? So, GM, he means general memer, right? And you the VTuber as well, right? So James, the process, the Axie transfers, when you log it in the form, we do like a manual copy pasting within a database, convert that to a CSV form, like an Excel file, and then the program reads it, right? So it reads three things. One, the origin address. Next, the ID. The third would be where it is sent to, right? So if it's a send back form, it means that it's from the Scholar account, this Axie ID to the Limitless Mobius wallet. If it's a receive form, it's from the LM1 to the Axie ID to the receiver, which is the Scholar. Right, so that's how it works. The errors are mainly being investigated right now. We have identified some accounts that has multiple occurrence of errors. So we're trying to fix that in, right? Tonight we'll do the second fix. Initially, we fix it by doing like split transfer, right? That doesn't seem to work as well. Today, we're trying to fix it by scattering even more RON, right? So that everyone is has sufficient RON. The third final would be just try to mark those accounts that keeps having errors and just move scholars out of those accounts, right? Because we have also identified some accounts. It's not just the transfers, but also the payout cannot claim, cannot be automated, doesn't work with the API. So that's the progress for that. So if you have errors regarding your transfers, you let Crypto Enigma know. I think it's best we have like a feedback form from that so we can know which one has errors and stuff. So yeah, we'll improve that process, and that's also part of why we're working with a developer to make that easier and less prone to errors. So right now, the copying, pasting is manual, so there might be issues on our end as well, misclick, something like that. So we apologize. So we'll make it even more automated in the coming weeks, the coming
Yeah.
days, the coming month.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
James.
Hermie, we have to go very quickly.
All right.
But we will spend 5 more minutes, right? I'll quickly read the questions and then I'll answer, right? Okay, Kimi, does the Gamify invite be set per season? Yes, will be will be per season, right?
Right,
Aside
because if
from the
it's
invite
permanent,
system, okay, next, Azure. Besides the invite system, can we reward our top players? Keep in view, okay? Yes, this is something that we think about. All
We
right.
have built a model. We are
Yeah.
considering.
Thank you. Okay. Next question. Can our guild? Sorry, Hermi. Let's go through very quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Can our guild give or pick from the first three Axie? For the starter Axie 10, you pick from the 200,000 pool. Okay, next question.
Yeah, you pick all the seven,
Rewarding
all the 10.
rewarding top players will not only motivate. Okay, no, that's not a question.
Okay, wait, which one?
Okay, let's move on. What is the question? Any other question?
Oh my gosh, where's
Okay,
that?
let's scroll down. Okay.
Oh, good point
Okay,
from Valorant here. You should
you
give
should
rewards
give
to those who
rewards
will get
though.
to the top 100 this season, just like other guilds. We have built the model, same answer with the past. We're trying to consider. So the model that was created is interesting. We'll get in touch. We're still 1 week in, so we have enough time
And
to.
Valorant, we don't shoot this, shoot that, shoot that, shoot this. Okay, everything we use data to point to understand what kind of reward, how can we
Mhm.
motivate. We do that all the time, right? Thank you for the suggestion. But no
Thanks.
shoot this, shoot that. We don't shoot this, shoot that. Okay, we are not shooting here. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, next
Same
question.
question again. So same
Right,
answer. We're
right.
considering. Okay, it's the same question for the three
No, I
times.
think let me just say another thing. If everybody just come in and think, oh, will I get more reward of this, more reward of that, more reward of that? Do we ask you to come first and then we start building the car? Or we already come with the car and you just need to do something to drive the car? Do we ask you to do a lot of things? Should you do this or should you do that? Do we come to you like that? Then why do you keep approaching us and say, oh, you should do that, you should do this, I want that? Think about this relationship, guys. If this is the relationship that you want, I think this relationship might not grow very well for us. But if you want to come in a relationship where, okay, LG Marvelous is building the best car for you, all right? And you appreciate that. Let me try to hop on the car and drive and learn how I can be a better person and how I can drive the car well. Then this relationship will grow. Before you drive the car, do I have this 100 rewards, top 10, I get this, I get that? I think then if you keep thinking about what you're getting, then you will bankrupt us. Then how can we have a relationship like that? Right? Please think in that area. Okay? Something for you to ponder upon. If you have this mindset, you go anywhere, it's very difficult for you also. Because you are not contributing. You just, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I must have this, I must have that. Right? Life is
Right.
you ask Ryu.
That's a very
Does
risky
Ryu
mindset.
come to us to say that I want this, I want that, I don't want to contribute? What is your commitment? Right? I want perks before I can contribute. Right? I will ask him to think about it. Right. Yeah. Okay. If they were not allowed the use of SLP for crafting, all the moonshots will be farmed, will be useless. Yeah, you can use your moonshots to craft because you have the account, right? You can always craft.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
operations with foundation.
Commons are good runes and charms as well. If you get the invites, right, we'll
It's
give
not
you the
you.
100 SLP.
Okay, Jerson, that's a very, very interesting statement. You only get useless common runes and charms. Did you know that our poison team performs best with common runes and charms?
Yeah.
So are you saying that it's useless? Or I think you're just trying to imply that we should do like SLP stuff. Right? So Jerson, again, same answer. We've already answered it more than enough. We understand you want runes and charms, but again, the data does not tell us. Unless you have the data, you're keeping it a secret. Do tell us that it is favorable for SLP runes and charms for like at scale, right? That we don't die at the end. So we encourage that. Okay. So thanks for that
Yeah.
statement. You got the charts, good.
Yes,
And
Hasio, we will be thinking of allocating budget, but this is only season 0. Okay. If at season 0, everything we don't think, everything no data, we
mhm.
give, we should do this, we should do that, everything we should. Then what about you think what you should do? Right? That's
Mhm.
another question. For scholars that cannot reach top 20K, what is the benefits on how they earn? Just curious. I'm also curious. If you cannot reach 20K, you come to us with the best car, what can you do? It's both way, right? So guys, if you want to think of you as the central part of the universe, I think the world doesn't work like that. But if you think that you are the integral part of the world that we are creating and build together, then we have a better place. Then we stand a chance to win together, right?
Cool.
If we don't come to you and say we have the best car, 187 land, we have 50 medal teams on standby, we are constantly breeding. Do you care about us? I'm curious, you know.
Mm.
Next play, I ask you the same question. If we don't come in to tell you now we have 187 land, right? We have 500 million SLP. We have don't have these assets. We just come here, hey, join us, join us, join us. What will you think? I'm just curious. Likewise, will you join us?
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Now we are already giving the best for you. Not say we are not contributing. Are we not contributing? You look at our set. The investors investing at such a scale. You think he's going to ROI within the next 1 year?
Mm.
Maybe 3 years to 5 years, you know? It's paying it so much forward. What is it so difficult for you all to think about paying it forward?
Mm.
Is it so difficult? If the world revolves about you and you and you about what's my benefit, if I'm 20K, what I'll get, if I'm top 100, what I'll get, then I think what you are getting is not going to be so big and huge if you think about how you can contribute to the world. Life is about an action and reaction. It's not about you just taking, right?
Correct. Give and take, everyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
right.
we have a curious question here. What if I invited someone? Is it automatically count or should I
Automatic
check?
account. You can go to our Axie
You
FAQ.
can,
There's
yeah, generate.
Ryu did a very good video on that. You can watch how you can double check.
Yeah, you need
It's
a
totally
custom invite link.
transparent. Nothing can be cheated. We don't cheat. We don't lie. Okay, everything is totally transparent.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Almost same question, same question. All
yeah.
right, so I think that's it. We have like another meeting we need to hop onto by. So okay.
I think guys, you have to think about the reward, right? You already in LG Mobiles, you're getting the best car. What is your best reward?
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Think about that. You are the integral part. We are all the integral part. Why can't we just work hand in hand together? Why we are so affiliated and so close with Farm? Because they are really the great bunch of people that we witness. They are the aspiring streamers that we need to pay it forward to every one of you. That you just wish to be a streamer, they will teach you, they will nurture you. Even before they come to this meeting, they are busy teaching the next streamers to go. If you just think
Mhm.
about yourself as getting the reward, then who you become? Who care about you that you want reward? People only care for you if you start caring for the other person that you want to care of. That you make sure the other party win. You getting reward. How sure that you are getting us to win together, right? If we give you all the award. In fact, Hermie and I, every day we keep thinking about reward to give away. You ask the team members, we always think about giving reward, right? We even suggest to the investors, we told you, 1,000, 2,000, right? Only one
Two
word we
thousand
arrive.
SLP.
Bankruptcy. You want all the reward, you bankrupt us. You want to protect us, right? One long life together, build the best car, give you the best reward. Make sure we survive. Make sure how you can reward us. Not we always
Correct.
reward you, right?
And just to add a bit, guys, it's so starting January there were 20,000 guilds that existed. Just to tell you
Yeah,
the numbers of active guilds currently alive and kicking right now is around 20 or 30 or 40, right? So that's around 1.5% survival, right? So it's not easy if you want to navigate, especially on a very, very early season. We understand everybody wants to win, but season one is not the end game, everyone. Season one is more of a test game, an experiment. I mean, season zero, I'm referring to season zero. But the next seasons after that will continue to improve. Think in the long run. Do not think
yeah,
for season zero, or else if we keep thinking for ourselves, right? It This guild wouldn't exist. Okay? So just to make sure everyone understands, we're going for the long run. If you still insists of these questions and doesn't understand what we have been clearly speaking to everyone, we're not saying yes, we're not saying no. We're looking at the data. If the data tell us to do this, we will do that by no questions asked, right? So give us time to gather the data. That's why we also ask everyone, if you are new to the guild, if it's your first win, send a report or a screenshot to the daily or the first win report channel, right? And if you also have time to do a screenshot for your daily ranking after you do your stamina, send it to the daily report. That will give us an understanding how many people are on this rank. So these are helpful data that's contributing directly to us so that we can better understand the numbers and can tell you guys 100% yes or 100% no. We are 7 days in the season, very, very early. If we make a very bold decision now, it may mean the end of the guild. So we are very careful for this because again we want to survive for the long run, 5 to 10 years, guys. We'll be here if we make the right decision. If you keep telling us we should do this, we should do that, we'll get ourselves killed. Okay,
Yeah.
a lot of guilds have already died and disbanded, so do not come into LLG thinking that you can, drive us to death. We're not gonna tolerate that. We'll rather use data rather than opinions. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's make that
Thank you.
clear.
Thank you.
Hopefully that's
Thank
100%
you.
clear. We have another meeting. The developer will meet us for the automation of these tools. The moment we keep developing all of these things, all of the meetings that we are hopping into is in contribution to giving you guys the best answers that you want to hear. Okay? So be patient, allow us, give us the time. We're still talking with a lot of people, getting the data in. Once I also want to burn my SLP, right? But I'm not doing that so that I also understand, because I also understand that it's not the best option right now. So we'll give you guys an
Yeah.
update, written, maybe even a video if you guys request, for next week, right? Okay, so we have a
Okay.
meeting to hop into. Lucas, do you have
Thank you.
anything else to say? I've already told the
Okay, just a
community.
few words. Thank you
Mhm.
very much. I know everyone. I know getting rewards is part of life. Everyone wants
Yeah,
reward. It's very normal. I totally understand that. But the moment that you think about reward is an act of your contribution, that is a natural byproduct based on your contribution, something that you don't need to ask for, right? And we don't actually, Hermie and I, we are very fair. The guild is very fair. We give rewards even without people asking for that because we know we don't over leverage on people. And you look at the partners that we partners with, right? Farm, do they ask you for reward when they want to nurture you as a streamer? Because you always think about reward, right? So they should also ask you for reward because they spend the time for nurturing to be a streamer. But they spend so much time. Whoever comes in want to be a streamer. But if you think collaboration, if you think everybody working together, togetherness is a powerful act where in this space when we build, we all work together, right? We give the best car, you hop in to drive, you learn how to be a streamer, you learn how to play better, right? You invite your friends to watch you how to drive the car, and every ecosystem and touch point that we are so good in managing the aspect. And then the guild has resources that is strong enough to develop the different touch points and system where if you want runes and charms, okay, we have budget for that. If you want different axes, we have budget for that. Then everything will close up. But at this moment, if you want to take out reward, take out reward, take out reward, then everything fall apart, right? Because you don't make the guild win. You only think for yourself. But if we think long term and think for longevity for everybody, you are a driver, you come here to learn. We give you the best car to learn. We have the streamers to assist you to learn to be streamers. We have the esports team building at this moment to help you to be a better player. Then every part of you start to grow, right? And then, of course, when you start to grow, we want to work with you closer and deeper. Then your skill set increases, your value flow, your reward flow. It's very natural. Reward is always a byproduct based on what value you can bring forth to another person. You don't need to ask for, it will come. Because value flow, money flow. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Lucas. I think that's a good statement to wrap it up. Everyone, thank you for coming in. This has been very, very informational for me as well. Now we have a better understanding from the community. We'll provide a clearer statement, answering more questions along the way. Again, it's pretty early, guys. Do not get yourselves in trouble by making harsh decisions. So we make sure that we go to this long term. We make sure that we go through this learning along the way. Again, me and Lucas has no experience when it comes to scaling. Everybody in part of our team has no to little experience trying to manage everything, but we are still surviving now because we are very relentless in learning and trying to outdo ourselves. So we make sure that we make the best decisions for the long run. Not now,
Mm.
not tomorrow, not just this week, but for the long run. Okay?
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
thank everyone for coming
Thank
in.
you.
This is the August 20th AMA. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.